What is up, big dogs? I'm D2 Titans only, and the Rite of the 9 Ultimatum Mode is no joke. In this video, I'm bringing you the ultimate Titan build that's been helping me and my fire team farm Spire with ease. Before we jump in, if you enjoy the video, don't forget to subscribe. It helps a ton. If you guys just want the build without the full breakdown, the dim link is in the description, and there are full screenshots of the entire build at the end of the video. Alright, let's jump into this Titan build. It brings huge damage, great ad clear, insane ability regeneration, and it even buffs your teammates' damage. Perfect for carrying those slacker Warlocks. This build starts off with the Arc subclass and the Titan super Thunder Crash. Thunder Crash allows us to hurtle through the air like a missile into targets and inflict meteoric damage. Thunder Crash is absolutely needed for dealing with damage checks and outputting high DPS on bosses. But Thunder Crash by itself is a little underwhelming, so we're going to be pairing it with two buffs so we can absolutely nuke bosses. The first buff is the armor perk Glorious Charge. Glorious Charge is found in the exotic armor piece Cuirass of the Falling Star. This buffs our Thunder Crash damage 55%, allowing us to output huge damage. Cuirass of the Falling Star also grants us increased super energy with melee final blows while we are amplified. The other buff we are pairing this with is the seasonal artifact mod Limit Break. Limit Break grants a period of increased damage to our super while we are critically wounded or while we have an elemental buff matching our super. This allows our Thunder Crash to do anywhere from 62 to 123% extra damage depending on our enemy's resistances. It absolutely nukes bosses. To effectively use the Limit Break buff every time we cast Thunder Crash, we're going to be using the aspect Storm's Keep, paired with the seasonal artifact mod Flashover. Storm's Keep allows us to cast our Rally Barricade, granting us a moderate amount of bolt charge, and it stacks over time while we stand behind our barricade. Since we are pairing it with Flashover, once we reach the max bolt charge stacks, we will become amplified automatically, making our Thunder Crash do the maximum amount of damage. Storm's Keep also allows our entire fire team's weapons to proc bolt charge as long as we are standing behind or near the barricade, allowing for insane damage output. The other aspect in this build is Knockout. Knockout infuses our melee abilities with arc energy anytime we critically wound or break a target shield. Knockout also increases our melee range and damage. Defeating a target with a melee also makes us amplified, which grants us 15% damage resistance and restores a portion of our health, making us unkillable. The other abilities in this build are Thunderclap and Pulse Grenade. Thunderclap releases a devastating blast that increases in damage the longer you charge it, and Pulse Grenade is periodically going to damage targets within its radius, providing good DPS and ad clear. We will also use it to jolt targets. Now let's get this build ready for in-game content with our fragments. The first fragment we are using is the Spark of Ions. The Spark of Ions generates an ionic trace anytime we defeat a jolted target or defeat a target with a bolt charge. The second fragment we are running is the Spark of Shock. The Spark of Shock allows our Pulse Grenade to jolt targets. The third fragment we are running is the Spark of Frequency. The Spark of Frequency allows our melee to increase our weapon reload speed and stability. It also allows us to gain increased stack of bolt charge from all sources while we are amplified. The fourth and final fragment we are running is the Spark of Resistance. The Spark of Resistance grants us 25% damage resist when we are surrounded, making us an absolute juggernaut. Now, weapons are typically personal preference, but in this build, they're super important and specific. In my primary slot, I opted in running the Strand Hand Cannon, the Unloved. It was great for taking out targets that were kind of far away or kind of a medium range. You could also replace this with a Scout Rifle, but I just really like the Unloved. The origin rate on this weapon, called Subjugation, allows us to exhaust stronger targets like Vex Minotaurs, which we will be fighting a lot. And in the energy slot, I really like the Lotus Eater Adept. It's a must-have for this build. It has destabilizing rounds and repulsor blasts. They allow you to add clear and grant you an overshield for any target you defeat with the destabilizing rounds. It also comes with an origin trait, Vanguard's Vindication, which grants you 10 HP when you get final blows with this weapon, making it a must-have for survivability in any in-game content. Then, in the heavy slot, depending on the boss, I opted for using the Thunderlord or the Queenbreaker. Both output very good and consistent DPS paired with our Storm Keep Barricade. Queenbreaker is a bit better for longer range enemies, and Thunderlord is great for Perseus on Spire of the Watcher. For the armor stats on this build, you want to shoot for 100 Resilience and 100 Discipline. Now let's get into our armor mods. On the helmet, I opted into running Void Siphon and Strand Siphon so that rapid final blows with my weapons generated orbs of power. On the gauntlets, we are rocking heavy-handed and firepower to generate orbs of power on grenade and empowered melee final blows. On our chest piece, I actually went all in on triple void resist due to getting one shot by the final boss on Spire, but these are interchangeable based on the encounter you're on. For our leg armor mods, we are using Better Already and Double Arc Weapon Surge so that anytime we pick up an Orbit Power, we get health regeneration and our heavy weapons get a damage buff. And then for our class item, we are using Double Distribution and Outreach for increased cooldown on all of our abilities anytime we use our class ability near enemy targets. And here's what I've been using on my seasonal artifact mod. Make sure you have on Overclock and Load, Deep Alchemy, Hold the Line, Dielectric, Dreadful Finisher, Flash Over, Gold from Lead, Heavy Ordnance, and Limit Break. Rite of the 9 has been pretty tough, so let me know in the comments what builds and weapons you guys have been using to beat it. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, click the video on your screen. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace! Yo, what's up guys? Here are the screenshots of my build, and since you're still watching, if you're here or you just want the screenshots, please give me a subscription. I would really appreciate it. I know, shameless plug, but we're reaching 1,000 subscribers very soon, and it would help me a lot. Hope you guys have a great day, and enjoy these screenshots. Peace!
It doesn't reach this far? Oh, it doesn't.
Fucking Hypernova Hobgoblin. He went immune to hit his nuclear phase.
Shut the fuck up. I got bungeed so fucking hard right there, I'm actually really mad.